So that didn't stop the fact that some of our players were exhausted come the end. Marcel had cramp. But when you play against Manchester City, when you lead by 1-0, and then when you're 2-1 in front, I think we saw just how the players were capable to really dig deep and find that extra level. We need to make sure that we rest up quickly because Bayern is just around the corner. But generally, you tend to rest up better once you've won a game, and that's a great win for us and French football as a whole.
Oui, bonsoir, coach. Une question pour Rudi Garcia.
Good evening. A question for Rudi Garcia. Do you see any similarities with what happened when you were in Marseille, boss, in the Europa League? I hope that we'll be able to make it into the final just as we did. There are some similarities because the mindset, the team spirit is very similar. And you can't go this far in a competition if you don't have that to begin with. But you need talent too. And here at Lyon, just as I did at Marseille previously, we do have talent. But ultimately it's the Champions League, so it's a step up from that level. We're going to try and savour our victory against Manchester City, but we've knocked out Juventus, who were capable of winning the competition, and Manchester City were also able to win the competition. The same goes for Bayern Munich. But based on what the players have shown, we can quite rightly hope another round do just that.
Une finale la semaine prochaine à Lisbonne.
On t'entend très mal.
Could you ask the question again? Just as you said, Rudi Garcia, you haven't put any ceiling on this. You really believe that Lyon can actually make the final of the Champions League next week. No, I didn't say that. As I said, we're developing a taste for things, but our confidence levels are growing in this squad. Our results have shown that, but we'll still be the outsiders, the underdogs against Bayern Munich. We'll need to once again pull off a shock result just as we did against Juventus and tonight against Manchester City. We're not best placed to make it into the final, but when you're in the last four of the Champions League, you can also say that you deserve to be there. And if we make it into the final, we'll have really deserved to have got there.
Messieurs, et félicitations déjà. Question.
Good evening, gents. Congratulations. A question for Rudi. When you took up the challenge to take over Lyon mid-season, it wasn't an easy gamble, but you've changed the formation. You've also brought in some new players. We feel that everything is coming off for you a few months in. You've beaten Sarri's Juventus and Guardiola's Manchester City. Even though this is a team sport and it's still not over, do you feel slightly proud of yourself? Are you pleased with your own performance? No, I'm not thinking about that whatsoever. As I said earlier on, we're having a great time of things as a team. And I do this job to try and experience moments like these. They're very rare in your career, but it's wonderful tonight. We're into the last four of the Champions League, but I don't get anything with that. We don't win a title. We don't qualify for Europe. So even though we're not the best players to necessarily win the competition from the last four still standing, the chances that we have against Bayern Munich, because we had less chance than Manchester City tonight, we need to seize our opportunity. We need to go out there and really take our chance. It's too early to talk about the final. First and foremost, we need to recover because the game will come quickly around the corner, but we also need to be aware of what we've achieved tonight.
Paul pour démarrer. Non.
Oui, bonjour. Bravo.
Well done, coach. First and foremost, what happened between your first visit to Lisbon earlier on this season, where you lost to Benfica and there weren't too many positives, and today that once again you're in the Portuguese capital and you pulled off this great win? Maybe the biggest moment of your career, I don't know. I don't agree with the game that we played against Benfica. We should never have come home with a defeat. We produced a good performance. We should have at least got a point, which would have helped us to have more easily qualified for the last 16 of the competition. But I don't forget that at the time I said that Leipzig were an underrated team, and I don't think I'm particularly wrong on that score, because they're also in the last four of the competition. But this has also been good luck for us, if you will. We're able to make it into the last 16, and that was the objective that I set when I came into the job. And then we had a two-legged tie against Juventus, and then the game against Manchester City. But I think all of the credit goes to the players. They listen to what I say. Clearly, they are talented players, but above all, they harness their talent for the good of the team, and that's how you can produce great sides. We were a top team tonight, and then we need to be able to reproduce that on Wednesday. Final question. Christophe Remise, Figaro. A two-pronged question for Rudi Garcia. We're talking about Bayern Munich. What did you think about their match, the show they put on against Barcelona last evening? And what do you need to be wary of when you come up against this side? We have all of the time to talk about this over the next few days. The match will be quickly around the corner, but we'll have an opportunity to talk about that. We're going to study them. We were very heavily focused on Manchester City recently. We knew that Pep Guardiola could come up with a tactical surprise, because he's a master when it comes to tactics. And the fact that we knocked out Manchester City does take nothing away from the character of Manchester City and their coach. But of course, it once again boosts the performance that we produced. We pulled off a shock win tonight, just as we did against Juventus, and we hope that there's no two without three, so to speak, and that we can once again pull off a shock result and make it into the final. Thank you very much, everyone. See you on Tuesday evening for the pre-match press conference ahead of the semi-final. Thank you very much. Good evening.